Longtime viewers of this channel are likely familiar with my advocacy for anonymous discourse. With the internet becoming more and more childproofed, protecting your identity can be more important than ever. Do you feel it, chat? Do you feel the raging salesman that is making his presence known? Well, this video is brought to you by NordVPN. I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I would see the day, but here we are. And no, chat, I'm not selling out, okay? I'm buying in. NordVPN is one of those services you don't realize how much you can utilize it until you have it. Find a show that you want to watch but it isn't available in your country? Well, NordVPN has you covered. It says here, works even in China, so it has that going for it. They have over 5,500 servers in 60 different countries, 24/7 customer support through email and live chat, and it can double encrypt your data for increased security. I didn't even know that was a thing. There is also a Chrome browser extension which can secure your browsing in seconds. NordVPN is compatible with most operating systems including Mac, Linux, Windows, iOS, and Android. Line. What's the... Get 70% off NordVPN, only $3.49 a month if you sign up for 3 years, and with a coupon code WILDSMILE, or by clicking the link below, or by visiting the link shown on screen, you can get a whole free month of NordVPN. NordVPN was quick and professional in working with this channel, and new subscriptions following these links will be greatly helpful to support us. So, if you are in the market for a good VPN service, NordVPN is the way to go. In my personal experience, they have been the best VPN I have used, and from a content creator standpoint, they were incredibly easy to communicate with. A big thank you to NordVPN for working with us. With all of this redacted controversy, there have been some intriguing stories sprouting up. Take for example this article on Newsweek, alcohol-free sanitizer given to prisoners to prevent them from making moonshine. Considering the heaviness of the situation, I would rather the prisons have access to working sanitizer instead of the diet sanitizer that they seem to be pushing. It's already looking like the end, why not just allow these guys to have a few drinks? Well, apparently, alcoholic-based sanitizers were banned from Ireland back in 2014 after 3 prisoners drank a mix of hand wash and prescription drugs at Limerick Prison. Obviously, action had to be taken. A spokesman from the Irish Prison Service had claimed that the alcohol-free sanitizer had to be used for, quote, security reasons. The unique environment of a prison and the sheer numbers of diversity of people who pass through our prisons make vigilance around infection prevention and control absolutely necessary. The spokesperson added that 99% of prison cells have toilets and hand-washing facilities, as well as access to showers on prison landings. 99% of the cells have toilets and hand-washing facilities. What about the 1%? Why isn't that number 100%, especially considering the topic at hand? The IPS spokesperson added that in the very few situations where inmates wear handcuffs, they will still have the flexibility to cover their mouth when they cough and sneeze. Well, at least Ireland is still around, although I would not like to be one of the people without a toilet and a sink at an Irish prison. That doesn't seem like good news for any party involved. It seems like that would end up requiring more labor than anything else. How much money are you saving at a prison, making sure that 1% of the cells don't have a toilet or a sink? Like, just pay the extra $5 or however much it was, $100, $200, whatever it is. Just pay the extra few dollars so we don't have to have a person go in there with a hot rag. On the opposite end of that, distilleries are using high-proof alcohol to make hand sanitizer. 8 Oaks Farm Distillery out of Pennsylvania has turned its entire distillery into a hand sanitizer factory. After watching the prices of hand sanitizer skyrocket, the founder, Chad Butters, which might be one of my favorite names of all time, decided to make his own sanitizer and sell it for whatever people wanted to pay for it. We are in a national emergency, he says. What's the right thing to do? The right thing to do is support this community by providing something that is in desperate need. We'll flood the valley with hand sanitizer and drive that price down. Green Mountain Distillers in Morrisville, Vermont is also giving away a hand sanitizing solution, and Durham Distillery in Durham, North Carolina is donating one to hospitals. The workers are experimenting with high-proof alcohol, aloe, and glycerin. This recipe is apparently based on one published by the World Health Organization. It really is quite the time to be alive. Over on one end of the earth, Everclear to make hand sanitizer, and on the other end of the earth, we're sending them ineffective sanitizer because they're prisoners and we're afraid they might catch a buzz. This world definitely seems to have its priorities all out of place. Surely the concern of this thing getting worse is much greater than the concern of people who are prisoners potentially being able to turn that into moonshine. However, over here in America, it is nice to see that people are stepping up and doing something productive. This is how you get good PR, by the way, doing things like this. This guy will probably be well known around his community for stepping up in a time like this. I'm rather cynical in regards to the whole hand sanitizer thing. I don't think it really matters. Just, wash your hands. You don't have to have 18,000 bottles of hand sanitizer in order to remain sanitized. And really, I don't need hand sanitizer because my hands are some of the calmest, most level-headed hands you can find out there. Perhaps if they get a little crazy, I'll need to use some hand sanitizer. You know, that sort of joke doesn't sound right unless I'm doing a Mitch Hedberg impression. Hey man, I had some really crazy hands, boy. Real crazy hands, but luckily I had some hand sanitizer, and now everything is just fine. If things get worse, I'll have to send them to a hand sanitarium. You see that? That's the type of comedy you can't find on cable news. I'm sure they have a joke or two about the president, though. It's very unique, very brave of them to constantly make the same jokes over and over again about the same person. Big respect to the people out there on cable news who are now literally recording their shows to an empty audience, which is a good analogy for the content existing on the internet itself. There it is, but no one's actually watching it, let's be honest. Those people make entertainment for bots, which explains a lot considering how anti-humor it is. I think it was Rich Evans from Red Letter Media that talked about non-midi. Non-midi is when you had a smile on your face and then somebody tells a joke and that smile slowly fades.